Sucker on the beat.
Yeah, it's up. All those handouts, we keep those. I'm shooting for the free throw line. I swear to God, I turn your Ford to a peephole. Turn around, bitch, I'm preached from Cooley High. Can't come with a cooler system in case it get hot. My bitch got the bail money for me in case I get knocked. With 2 strikes, you coppers won't take me alive. Like, nah, we gon' shoot shit sober, you do it high. These bullets come gift wrap for you, pussy surprise. That bitch that you giving your last, I fuck for free. Got a cab in the backstage pass, don't touch the breach. Capiche, I put 2 hills on her, she hit the streets. I'm a beat, I done probably had your mama on the plaza, on the Gaza. Revolver, turn your bucket to a visor. For the green, I'ma put a mask on like Jim Carrey. Be a fool, you can leave here bruised like Halle Berry. In the morning, I be off Sigma, some elderberry. Dear rat, you pussy, you niggas like Tom and Jerry. Got an ass done, baby, but that pussy still the same. You think I'm gonna pay you different bitches, you crazy? It's wordplay when circles around you, baby. Wordplay when circles around you, baby.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything that exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Great evening, y'all, on this Saturday evening. I hope everybody's still enjoying their Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Hope y'all still got food. I hope y'all are staying cold. Some places around the world it's snowing, especially upstate towards up north, Syracuse and all that. I've been seeing some crazy snow dropping, but I actually missed the snow down here in the South. I've been down here since 2005, and we saw snow twice. And down here in the South, if it snows in the morning, say if the snow dropped like around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, you'll give it by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The snow is completely melted because it don't stick. It doesn't really come down like it. We had some snow flurries maybe 2 Sundays ago. I was outside walking Egypt, happened to look up. She started trying to bite everything and happened to be snow flurries and all that. Pardon me, y'all. I ain't go live last night. Family down here, you know, they had a little good spades game. Earlier, I was supposed to go live at 7, but if y'all go to my shorts, y'all can see why I didn't go live at 7. I cooked some homemade chicken Alfredo. The best chefs in the world are men. Y'all ain't got to agree with me. The best chefs in the world are men. I made some mean chicken Alfredo from scratch. Only breast meat. I don't put thighs in. I don't think brown meat should be mixed with white meat. Am I crazy? I really don't think brown meat should be mixed with white meat. I mean, dark meat should be mixed with white meat. I think the texture of the thigh is totally different than the texture of the breast. Even if it's filleted without the bone, it just seems like there's nothing wrong with the thighs. Don't get it twisted. If I only had it with the thighs, I'd have put the thighs in there. But since I was taught by my moms, the chicken breast is a better meat for that. If you just cook it correctly, you can't cook it too fast. You got to start it out with that butter and that olive oil. You can't cook it too fast. You got to really be staying by that grill, but I turned it out crazy. If y'all go to my shorts, you can check out the before and the after. Fire. I almost had a little nickeritis. That's the word. It's messed up. Nickeritis. But I'm good. I didn't go to sleep. But I got some content. I want to do a part 2 tonight because everybody know about the situation going on with Ray J and Princess. And if y'all can hear me crystal clear, anybody but a dead body, do me a favor, put some dice cubes in the chat. If I could shout out everybody that came in the chat so far. Can you dig it? If I could shout out everybody that came in the chat so far. East New York always shooting at me. She said, I'm proud of you, Dice. Thank you, Keish. She said, is everything crystal clear? Thank you, Jess. My boy Big Plogger's in the building. Yo, you is crazy. Yo, shout out to L Plogger, man. All jokes aside, like he said, if you're in the dirty sector, fuck your feelings. But the nigga, as animation, the dude make movies. Y'all know I don't really approve of the guy that he's just destroying every day. He done dropped about 40 on him. I don't really rock with old boy. It's not because I have, you know, I don't know him personally. I ain't even gonna scream his name because he be real sentimental about certain stuff. But I'm never gonna sit up joking with people that play with certain things. If you gay, I respect that. That's on my mother's soul. I don't have nothing against nobody that's gay. I don't. If you're a lesbian, I don't have nothing against nobody that's a lesbian. Shout out to the whole LGBTQ. But I've never really heard of a man sitting up playing, you know what I'm saying, especially with vulgarities pertaining to men on men sex. And so I done heard dudes say, you know, some crazy things to women, maybe being assholes. Yo, you got a fat ass, et cetera, et cetera. But I've heard them playing with women. I've never heard a man sitting up joking. You dig what I'm saying? Certain shit, I'm not gonna never play with that shit. That shit is never gonna be over here. I don't mean no disrespect to nobody, but if you can't carry yourself like a human being, fuck everything else. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're a lesbian. If you don't carry yourself like a human being, I don't even want that around me. I don't even want to be categorized as dealing with anything like that because I don't fuck with shit like that in my real life. So I will not be fucking with that shit on YouTube. Let me get to the top and shout out everybody. The first one in the building was Joff. He got his album coming out December the 5th. Everybody look out for that album. I don't think he's going to be streaming it on platforms. I don't think he's going to be streaming it on platforms. But I'm going to hit him up and try to get that album. Like he said, he's trying to bring the music back directly to the artist instead of going through these, you know what I'm saying, these intricate plots with certain record labels. Shout out to G-Unit, shout out to 50 Cent. I'm not worried about that because he knows who 50 is. I'm just talking about the big distribution companies, because if they're distributing if they're producing distributing or in charge of distributing your music, they always want a pretty penny. And I think that's what really be fucking up the artists and everything like that. So shout out to Jive, the Top Tiger. If y'all ain't listen to none of his music, I just dropped the freestyle for him. His albums is on every platform. Top Tigers. He got like 3 albums out right now, all fire music. Second one in the building in Sis, East New York. Appreciate you for pulling up in the building. Keisha, Lady K, a.k.a. The One, she's in the building. Miss Jess, I see you in the building. I appreciate you for pulling back up. I appreciate you. My man, Big L Plaga, is in the building. If y'all not subscribed, y'all got y'all links. So you know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. I don't know. Some people be saying no promotion unless you know what I'm saying, paying, or I don't know. I done heard people say, well, if you want to promote your channel, give me a Cash App. I'm not knocking nobody for what they do, but over here it's not that serious. If I trust you enough to give you a wrench and you fucking with us over here like that, obviously something about your content I must appreciate. So drop your links, man. Let it get known. I don't care about anything like that. If you got, that's not me. We got the Sister Divine in the building. I see you, sis, coming all the way from Chi-Town. I appreciate you. We got the bro Bad Vibes in the building. Shout out to Bad Vibes and Man Do the Warrior. And if y'all ain't see it, go to Vibes channel. He dropped the first part of the interview that him and Man Do did with Math Hopper. Big move. I'm proud of him. Proud of him. I've never met Man Do. I'm proud of Man Do too, because like he said, the things that they out here trying to do, if you didn't watch it, I'm not going to spoil it. But get over to Bad Vibes or Man Do the Warrior or Man Do the Warrior and Bad Vibes channel and check out that first segment. It's about maybe 15 minutes. But I really got to listen to the people that originated the whole New York blood thing, and something that Vibes said kind of stood out. It kind of hit me because he said when it first started, it was about revolutionary things, you know what I'm saying, stopping oppression against Black people, because, you know, sometimes with the Hispanic presence in jail and with the white presence in jail and with the correction officers, our people were getting oppressed and they stopped that. But he said something that I've never heard nobody say. He said it was about maybe 100 of them, maybe 200 blood. And he said when it went past that number, that's when they kind of lost the grasp, quote unquote, of what was going on. So that kind of hit me deep. I could really deal with that, because he said if it's 20 of us, check it out. Like if it's 20 of us in Team Guardian and we know each other, and then certain people start coming and certain people we start inviting them or having them alongside of us as family, if they're not upholding the same character and integrity and morals compass that we carry, we would never be able to understand what's going on outside of our quote unquote eyesight. He said it's more. He said it's more coming. That's 11 minutes was nothing. Stay tuned. Dog Soldier, I see you in the building. Angie, baby, is in the building. Vaz said, no, it was only 40 of us on Rikers Island. 40. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get over there and check that out, because that was very, very smooth. I'm going to get into this Ray J content because I want to pay attention to something. I'm going to let some more people come in the building, because I want y'all to really, if you want to, you can pull up. I'm going to drop the vibe, because I'm seeing everything on YouTube pertaining to Ray J, and it seems like everybody is just bashing him. Everybody's saying he did bad. Everybody's saying he went out wrong. But I think people are just focusing on the fact because a gun was involved. I don't think people are really looking at the whole dynamics of what went on. So this is how I feel. It's Saturday, smooth Saturday. One of my favorite artists is Jill Scott. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's start it out with this. Let's go. Yo, shout out to Jill Scott. That's one of my most favorite artists. I've been listening to Jill Scott since 1997. My homegirl Andrea put me on to Jill Scott's first album, and I've been locked in ever since. And then when I found out she was responsible for writing some of Erykah Badu's music, I'm telling you, it just made me appreciate her more. Now pay attention. My man Vibe said, nah, Dice, Ray J did wrong, regardless to what. pulling out a gun on or in front of a woman clutching a child is purely recklessness. I agree to disagree. I agree to disagree. If he would have snatched the gun out and been bugging, I swear to God, y'all, I would have totally agreed with that. But if y'all pay attention to that video, and if y'all need me to pull it up, because I got some other videos, if you pay attention to that video, he did not say anything about a gun until another man that she called that was married to her cousin, when she called that man to come inside that man's home to make an attempt to pull his son out of the bed. Cold-blooded facts. It's no man that's going to let no other man come inside of his home. Like he said, that whole situation on live, like people saying, why did he do it on live? I'm starting to think that he did it on live to cover his tracks. I don't think that he even understood what was actually happening, because his ex-wife has a very, very funny attitude and can be very nasty at times. Am I taking anything away from Ray J's attitude or his past behaviors? No, because they both were toxic people. They both were into alcohol. They both were into drugs. Pay attention to this. It wasn't that he was just drinking one day or she was just drinking one day. They both indulged in the drugs. They both indulged into alcohol throughout their whole turmoil relationship. Their whole turmoil relationship. If y'all want me to pull it up, I will pull it back up. My fault, y'all. I guess Egypt wanted to go in the kitchen. Sakase, I see my guy Maybach in the building. I see him in the building. Now, pay attention. Do I think a gun should have been involved? No. If he would have been in the street, just hear me out for a minute. Just hear me out. Don't kill me. Don't kill a messenger. If he would have been in the street, or if he'd have went in his home and grabbed a gun and ran outside, and he was sitting in his house on live, his ex-wife, pay attention, as she said, he said he was abusive and he was terrorizing women. But we have to take into account that she decided to go to his home and spend the night and agreed to cook for him for Thanksgiving because she said she wanted her children to be around their father. Let's all remember that. She said she wanted her children to be around their father. The whole night passed. Some alcohol was involved. She seemed a little intoxicated. And in the morning, they had an argument that we still don't understand what the argument stemmed from. But you see him in the video sitting down and he asks her, "What you doing? Oh, you going to take my daughter?" And when she says yes, the first thing he says, y'all, is, "You're going to wake her up." Facts. Pay attention. That's a fact. Now listen to this. Jess said there's no excuse for doing that in front of the kids. Let's listen to this, though. He didn't do that in front of the kids. The kids was in the room asleep, y'all. She went and got the child. She went and got his daughter. And I'm not going to let nobody sit here and forget about that. She went past him when he asked her what was she doing. Pay attention. And she went and got his daughter. She didn't get the daughter and run out the house. She didn't get the daughter and automatically leave. She was the one arguing. She was the one walking back towards him. Do y'all need me to pull the video up? She got her daughter out of the bed. You can tell that her daughter was in pajamas and her daughter was asleep. When she called her cousin's husband to come inside that man's home, he had every right to defend his house. He had every right to defend his house, because if it was me, I would have did probably worse. I probably would have been in jail still right now. I probably would have been in jail right now for one reason. You called another man to come inside my home and you let another man inside of my house. I don't give a fuck with nobody in this chat saying. I don't give a fuck with nobody in the world saying. That man had no fucking right to go inside that man's house. That man had no right to try to go and attempt to go in that man's bedroom and take his child out of that bed. Ain't no dude in here gonna allow no shit like that to happen. It's just simple and plain. And then we got to think about this. If she initially was there because she wanted her children to be with the father, she knew who he was before that night. They're no longer married. She knew who he was, but she still took it upon herself to go to his home. And she said she agreed to cook Thanksgiving dinner because she wanted him around her children. But when they got into an argument, she could have left. Y'all not paying attention to that, or it's just me? Or I'm the only one that paid attention? You want me to play the video? When she got into an argument with Ray J, she could have left. She didn't have to involve nobody else. She could have left. It's not like Ray J pulled the gun and said, yo, get out my house. It's not like Ray J pulled the gun and said, I'm going to do something to you. He never said he was going to do nothing to her. The person that he said he was going to shoot, and he said before that, he said, if this dude comes in my house, I'm going to blow his brains out. We all going to say that. Let me explain something to you. This whole situation is wrong. But that man ain't had no right coming inside of his house. And let me show y'all something, because this is what people fail to realize. This is what people fail to realize about his ex-wife. Let's check this out. Attention. Liddy, salute. Jake, salute. I want y'all to pay attention to this right quick, because she said he doesn't have no self-control and he's the aggressor. So y'all pay attention to this, because their daughter was born when this happened. Jess said not when he pushes her. Pushes her where? Which incident are you talking about? Which incident are you talking about, Jess? You said when he pushes her. Because I'm going to play this whole video right now. Because if you heard what he said is, he said, when we be going through whatever we going through, we be mad. I be mad at you. But we supposed to work it out. He said, but when you start talking to people, let me explain something to you, ladies. I said this the other day. Y'all talk too much. I'm going to keep it funky with you. I said this the other day. One of the women's biggest problem is y'all run your mouth too much. You should not be discussing anything that's going on in your home with nobody except God. If you're not going to court, if you're not going to a precinct, if you're not going to a sheriff department, if you're not going to a psychologist or a therapist, these are the exceptions that you can be talking about what's going on in your life. Now, she just said when he pushes her. Just said when he pushes her, and she said she thinks this is the scene right quick. I think y'all better pay attention to this scene real quick before y'all pass judgment. That's a fact. So I'm going to ask everybody in here right now. I'm going to say this to the ladies. Say you and your man is going through something, whether it was high or low, but it was something intimate between you and your man. Y'all was going through a little bit of problems. How would y'all feel if you went somewhere else and somebody started talking to you about what you and your man went through, ladies, and you didn't talk to anybody about this because you felt as though what y'all went through was supposed to be y'all business? I want y'all to be honest for a minute. So if you and your man going through something and somebody else came to you and broke down intricately, explicitly, what you and your man may be going through, high or low, you wouldn't feel offended to that? Remember, I throw curveballs, ladies. I throw curveballs. I'm gonna ask y'all again. You wouldn't be offended to that? Keish is a woman. She said, I would be heated. Jess said, I would feel betrayed. Now let's deal with reality for a minute. He said he was talking to somebody else, and what they was going through, the other person told them. But she said, Mrs. Princess, pay attention. And I don't want to make it seem like around this time she didn't have a child, because their baby was a baby. Their child, beautiful family. Now I'm going to keep this funky. I think that Ray J and her had a beautiful family as far as pictures. East New York said, hell yeah, Dice, I feel betrayed. City Boy, I got to talk to him. I got to talk for a minute because I'm not going to allow this shit to happen. Does Ray J have a problem? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But y'all not going to make it seem like Princess don't have a fucking problem. If it's anything about toxicity, they are both to blame. Because when they were together, as I'm about to show y'all, if Ray J was so unpredictable, if Ray J was so much of a terror or so much of an abusive man, how did he display so much self-control right now? I'm going to go to this from the beginning. That's a fact, Jess. What the fuck they take that for? I had to adjust the speed.
I run to talk to.
My fault, y'all. I didn't adjust the speed. I had it on normal speed. Let's get back into this work, y'all. Bronze, I see you in the building. Salute. Let's go. My fault, y'all. I didn't adjust the speed. Sometimes they play about that. Now, pay attention to what he's saying. He said he's upset because certain things that happened between him and his wife at the time were discussed with other people. And he has one of the people that she thought was her friend has recorded her speaking and joking with her about the lady allegedly hooking Princess up with basketball or football players, etc., etc. That's a fact. What the fuck? Yo, that was because of somebody reporting, y'all. Somebody hating on the fact that, quote unquote, we got great content. But don't worry about it. They can't do nothing because I adjusted the speed. We back. But I want y'all to pay attention to something right quick. Let's go. Now, y'all see that? Because just like Miss Jess said earlier, he pushed her. Did y'all see how that whole thing started? He was talking to a calm. He was expressing. See, that's another thing. It seemed like men, it's like we can't express what's bothering us. Or if we try to get on an intimate level to express what's bothering us within, it's overlooked. Why? Because we're supposed to be tough. We're supposed not to have no feelings or nothing like that. But if you pay attention to what happened, that's right, Tanja. She just threw wine in his face. She threw wine in his face. Then she took some grapes. Threw grapes in his face. Then he stood up because he must know her temperament. He must know her temperament. And the first thing he said was stop. That makes sense? Did y'all see anything wrong with that? Was anything wrong with that? Because they painting this picture of Ray J being the over-aggressor. And like she said, he's the one that's abusive and be terrorizing women. I know niggas that the minute she would have threw that first glass though with us, I know niggas that would have beat her face in for that. That's abusive. Seemed like he kind of had a little bit of self-control of me. And when they got up, it didn't seem like he was trying to push her into a pool. It seemed like he was just like, yo, stop, and moved her away from him. It seemed like he was walking directly away from her. Now, if he just stood in front of her and grabbed her and just threw her into the water, she might have deserved that shit, not trying to sound funny, but he didn't. But he didn't. Now, who's the aggressor? Ray J or Miss Princess? You heard him say that when she gets mad, she's known to start talking and doing things. Okay, you think that's it? Let me show you something else. Let's just get away from Ray J. Let's just get away from Ray J. Check this out. Fair YouTube usage.
I hear clunking.
I see a mutt and a trainer and a handler.
3 of them?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, you don't want to turn this place out. We will if we have to.
Right.
Hello. I would like to take this moment to...
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let's go.
Will if we have to.
Right.
Hello.
One more time. Did y'all hear that? Did you pay attention how she walked in the door? And this ain't got nothing to do with her. She just with one of her friends. One more time.
I hear clunking.
I see a mutt and a trainer and a handler.
3 of them?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, you don't want to turn this place out. We will if we have to.
Right.
She said, I quote, "We don't want to turn this place out, but we will if we have to." So if you've seen her being overly aggressive and disrespectful to Ray J, okay, let's get past that. Now you see her being overly aggressive and being an instigator in something that has nothing to do with her, because one of her friends was dealing with the same man that young lady on Love and Hip Hop. So hold up, do anybody want to change their opinion on how they feel about her? Anybody gonna be like, yo, hold up, guys, you got a point there? Yes, Ray J had a gun. He had a gun. He's a well-known entertainer, actor, etc., etc. entrepreneur. He got the beats and everything. He got a little Ray J plugs. He has a lot of investments. He's into certain things. You got the right to bear a firearm to protect yourself. First of all, they just passed a law now that some felons, pay attention, some felons can now go and apply for their gun license. Did y'all know that? They just passed that law. Now you can go apply for your gun license pertaining to what felony you had. Before, remember they said no felons are supposed to be around any type of firearms and weapons. Did you know that a firearm and a shotgun is two different things? Did you know a felon could buy a shotgun? Did y'all know that? So when we look at this whole scenario, I'll go back to the first video and I'll play the first video for y'all again, because too many people have this whole thing totally, in my opinion, they have this thing totally judged wrong. Let's try to watch this video again. Let's try to watch this video again, and then we can talk about it.
Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not, like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, bro. They in my house. They making threats to me. You got here for anyway, bro.
You know what he said? Nobody's taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving. He said they are in my house making threats against me. And they blurred it because he said, fuck. He said, what the fuck did she call this nigga for anyway? Number one, let's get this straight. I'm going to be real with y'all, ladies, because you know I be saying some things that kind of make people go crazy sometimes. If your man or if your husband is running to the aid of your cousin, he's fucking her. Did I say something wrong? Hassan Campbell voice? Did I say something wrong? Ladies, if your husband or man is running to the aid of your female cousin, they are fucking around. He said he had every right. You heard what he said. Why the fuck did she call this nigger anyway? Because everybody talking about he pulled the gun on her. He didn't pull no fucking gun on her. He didn't pull no gun on her. If he got a gun in his hand after someone, a male, tried to run in his home and go in his bedroom and pick that child up out that bedroom, he should have shot him. I'd have blew his clothes off. I would have blew his clothes off for a host of reasons. Number one, why you in my house? Number two, why you're trying to go get my child? Number three, why she's so important to you that you feel as though you should step into our business? And she was here with me all night. And we can obviously see that she was overly intoxicated. Nah, y'all ain't gonna let this one slide. Let's go.
Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not, like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, bro. They in my house.
And right there, that's grapefruit juice. That's grapefruit juice.
Roll it.
World, bro. Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not, like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, bro. They in my house. They making threats to me. You got here for anyway, bro. I swear to God, I'm in my own house. And if these got foot close to this door.
So when people are saying that it was done on camera, I think he was trying to show the people that was going live what was happening. I think he actually had that whole situation running and being recorded because he wanted some type of insurance to show people why he reacted the way he reacted. See, social media got a way of turning things around. Am I saying he's innocent? Nope. But his wife ain't innocent. His ex-wife is not innocent. Number one, I'm going to say this again, ladies. If your husband or your man is running around with your female cousin, you better do some investigating because he's fucking her. I'm going to say this one more time. Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree? If your husband or boyfriend or baby father is comfortable getting out of y'all bed to go defend your female cousin, he's fucking her. That don't make no sense? Do I sound a little crazy? Do I sound like I'm even making any sense? Anybody? Your man, let me explain something to you. Number one, official dude, official man. Number one, when you call your female cousin and say, bitch, I'm going through something. Do you know what that real nigga gonna say? Get the fuck off the phone, mind your business. First of all, your man is gonna tell you, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Yo, hang up, man. Because see, real dudes start asking questions like this. Why is she calling you? So you're going to get up out of our bed or you're going to leave our house and possibly risk getting hurt and possibly risk, if we have children, going to jail to be away from your children because of something that's going on with your female cousin? That don't make no sense, y'all. That don't make no sense. It's a lot going on with this story. Like he said, I would have thought this was a setup, and I'm starting to think something is wrong because why would the police there? So why she called the police? Why, if she's the drunk one, she called the police?
Or want to blow this away, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. Leave me and my kids alone, nigga. That's in the dead homies, bro. What's up? What you trying to do? Take my kids?
I'm getting my kids.
Okay, take your kids.
Hold up. So he said, what you doing? You trying to take my kids? Okay, take the kids.
Bro, leave me and my kids alone, nigga. That's in the dead homies, bro.
Now pay attention. He's going towards the front door.
What's up? What you trying to do? Take my kids?
I'm getting my kids.
Okay, take your kids. Watch how they cry. Take my kids because y'all drunk. Y'all want to drive drunk? Y'all want to drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
Right, you just
drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids in. Go ahead. Who's going to
If she's scared, why she stopped? If she's scared, why is she standing there listening to him? If she feels as though her children are in a dangerous position, what's she waiting for?
drive? Tony, he's been drinking
I'm not
too.
driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody. I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so she says he pointed a gun at her. And then he said, I didn't point anything at you. So, because she said it, that's law. Because he said it, that's law. What about the proof? So he just pointed a gun at you and you stood there? So hold on. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm bugging the fuck out. So you mean to tell me you were totally afraid because he's such a threatening individual? You were totally afraid because he's a threatening individual and he has a gun. But the minute you grabbed your daughter, why you left your son? Why'd you leave your son in the bed? If it's a parent, the protective instinct of a mother, you know, they say the mother cub, if it's a protective instinct of a mother, she would have woke the son up too. Thank you, Connie. She said recording for his safety or hers. It makes you wonder. See, I don't think, let me tell you something. I love everybody's feedback and I love everybody's opinion because that's where the great conversation comes from. But let's stop thinking with emotions. No offense, women he shouldn't have did because you're a woman. Because you're a woman. Unfortunately, some women have been through situations like this. So if they see something like this, they automatically go back to what they've been through with somebody, and it's may trigger emotions, which is actually understandable. But what you went through with a man ain't got nothing to do with Ray J and his motherfucking ex-wife. Okay, so you ain't never been in no party? You ain't never been in no party, you ain't never been in no club and shots start ringing off? I have. I never decided to run towards the person that was shooting, or I never decided to run towards the area where bullets was flying and said, yo, why y'all niggas in here shooting? I tried to get my ass the fuck up out of there. People have been trampled trying to get out of clubs and parties. Oh, niggas is shooting? I'm gone. She just turned the camera and said, he pointed a gun at her and she just stood there. Come on, man. This shit, come on, man. She's pleading with him. And it looks like she was crying and she's obviously drunk, because when he said, you're not going to drive my children because you have been drinking, she said, I'm not going to drink. I'm not driving.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter up? Why did you just wake my daughter up?
All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Right?
All you wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
He said, I didn't point anything at you. Like, man, whatever you talking about, because it seems like they have been through this type of turmoil activity before.
Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
Right, you just
Drive
pointed,
drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun at
Drive
us.
drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids in. Go ahead. Who's going to drive? Tony, he's been drinking
I'm not
too.
driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody? I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter up? Why did you just wake my daughter up?
All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Right?
Because you're selfish.
Delusional.
You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser.
You're
and
drunk.
You're delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
Yes,
what drunk
you
people
are.
say. Like, you're taking my daughter?
Grow the fuck up.
All right, cool.
Seriously,
You're not taking my son.
Why does she keep turning around? Why is the nanny doesn't seem to be alone? First of all, if the nanny is right there looking calm, she's going to check on a little boy that's in the bed. Now, if the nanny had witnessed him with a gun or was in fear for her life, do you think she would be so calm like that? And why does she keep coming back to talk to him if she's so in fear for her life? We got to watch this shit again, because maybe it's just me. Please, if I'm crazy, y'all, tell me.
On the downs. They in my house. They making threats to me. You got here for anyway, bro. I swear to God, I'm in my own house. And if these got foot close to this door, bro, I'm gonna blow this away, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. Leave me and my kids alone, man. That's some dead homies, bro. What's up? What you trying to do? Take my kids?
I'm getting my kids.
Okay, take your kids. Watch how they cry. Take my kids because y'all drunk. Y'all want to drive drunk? Y'all want to drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
Right, you just
Drive
pointed,
drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun at
Drive
us.
drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids in. Go ahead. Who's going to drive? Tony, he's been drinking
I'm not
too.
driving.
Who's been driving?
You just pointed a gun.
Everybody?
You just pointed a gun
I didn't
at
point
us.
nothing at
You
y'all.
pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at
You
y'all.
pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you wake my daughter
You
up?
pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my
pointed a
daughter
gun
up?
at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter
All
up?
I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Right?
Because you're selfish. You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser.
You're
and
drunk.
You're delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
Yes,
what drunk
you
people
are.
say. Like, you're taking my daughter?
Grow the fuck up.
All right, cool.
Seriously,
You're not taking my
like,
son.
Right.
Like, I
Get
know
up.
you're not taking my son. Hey,
Don't touch him.
Hold on, bro. I swear to God, shoot the fuck out of you. Y'all get out of my house. Y'all get out of my
Now,
house.
if you pay attention, the dude walks right in behind the nanny. The man walks in the room right behind the nanny. Right? And that's when Ray J says, yo, I'm going to shoot the fuck out you. Because he was attempting to go to that bed and get his son.
Drunk, princess.
Right. You just
Drive
pointed,
drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun at
Drive
us.
drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids in. Go ahead. Who's going to drive? Tony, he's been drinking
I'm not
too.
driving.
Who's been driving?
You just pointed a gun.
Everybody?
You just pointed a gun
I
at
didn't
us.
point nothing at
You
y'all.
pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at
You
y'all.
pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why you waking my daughter
You
up?
pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my
pointed a
daughter
gun
up?
at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter
All
up?
I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Right?
Because you're selfish. You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser and you're delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
Yes,
what drunk
you
people
are.
say. Like, you're taking my daughter?
Grow the fuck up.
All right,
Seriously,
cool.
you need to
You're not taking my son.
Ray.
Like, I know you're not taking my son. Hey, don't touch him. Hold on, bro. I swear to God, shoot the fuck out of you. Don't get out of my house. Don't get out of my house right now.
He walks in his room to go get his son. He said, I'll shoot the fuck out of you. And he says, I'll shoot you right now. He says, well, shoot me right now.
Alcoholics, take my kids in. Go ahead. Who's gonna drive? Tony, he's been drinking too.
Driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody. I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why are you waking my daughter up?
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter up? Why did you just wake my daughter up?
All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Ray?
Because
all I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving. All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Delusional.
You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser and you're delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
yes,
what drunk
you
people
are.
say. Like, you're taking my daughter?
Grow the fuck up.
All right,
Seriously,
cool.
You're
not taking my son.
Ray.
Like, I know you're not taking my son.
Now, do you see the guy walking in behind the nanny, right?
Grow the fuck up.
All right, cool.
Seriously,
You're not taking my son.
Ray.
Like, I know you're not taking my son. Hey, don't touch him. Hold on, bro. I swear to God, shoot the fuck out of you. Don't get out of my house. Don't get out of my house. Shoot me right now. I swear to God, shoot me right now. Take my son. No. I hit you on the fucking head, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You're doing my house. Hey. Bro, stop. I kill you. Stop. I kill you, bro. Stop. Okay. I know you will, but stop. I'm trying to help you out. All right, cool. Good? Yep. Literally, if I can pull up right now. Let's chill. All right, cool. Literally. Yep, we cool. All right, let go. Let go. I need to take my kids. I'm trying to help you. Let's go. Let's just run. Get out of my house. What you doing? I got a gun. I'm trying to help you out here, bro. I shoot you. I don't.
He said, get out of my house. I got a gun on me.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds I'm cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes like was that smart? Now they uploading their clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, it's bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like, high from who? Bout to put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told.
You don't need cash on you then.
I'm here to let you know, yeah, you bitches ain't playing fair. You don't know your worth at all, thinking that it's cool to share. The same nigga, you bitches bold and you're messy. Fucking with niggas who you know got a girl at home. And I'm here to say, if you test me, teach your ass a lesson, bet you learn to leave my man alone. People say I'm selfish, but I don't deny it. So don't you try my nigga, if you do, I'm gon' get violent. This ain't no game you wanna play, so go another way. And I ain't got too much more to say. So don't you try my nigga, if you do, I'm gon' get selfish. Up in his face trying to be known. And he ain't even that funny. So let me tell you, honey, I better not catch you laughing too long. Yeah, even if it's his birthday, don't tell him happy birthday. Cause why the fuck you happy he born? And I seen the family pictures. You bitches ain't his sister. So go on head on, girl, move along. People say I'm selfish, but I don't deny it. So don't you try my nigga. If you do, I'm gonna get violent. This ain't no game you wanna play, so go another way. And I ain't got too much more to say. So don't you try my nigga. If you do, I'm gonna get violent.
Yeah, she crazy. Hell yeah, she crazy. She said if the nigga sneeze, don't even bless him. Annette, I see you in the building, sis. Yeah, she crazy. She said that nigga, if he sneeze, don't even bless him. She might be from Brooklyn. She might really be from Brooklyn. I had to do another show on that because, like I said, I've been paying attention to the media and I've been listening to the portrait that's being painted. And it's like, I think a lot of people forgot about the relationship between Princess and Ray J from the beginning has started off crazy. Number one, that's Floyd Mayweather's ex-girlfriend or somebody that he was dating. You know, Floyd Mayweather, that's his ex. I don't know what you want to call it, but they were actually around each other for a great deal, a long time. And then the minute she got through with Floyd Mayweather, she got with Ray J. Now, I'm not going to say that they don't make, as far as the pictures, they make a beautiful family, a beautiful couple. They make a beautiful couple, but it seems like both of them have a very, very problem with anger. Both of them. I'm not going to front. Beautiful family. But I just want to know, what was he supposed to do? If he's sitting in his home, all right, he didn't, it's when she said when she went in the room to go get the daughter, he didn't do that. This y'all, I wish I could have, Annette, you done came in. He did not pull no gun out and them kids was there. That's not what happened. I don't know what video y'all are seeing. I don't know what y'all are seeing. She went in the room and got his daughter, and then she called her cousin's husband. Don't ask me why her cousin's husband is so protective of her, but her cousin's husband came inside of that man's home. He didn't pull no gun on her. He said that if he comes inside of his home, he was going to blow his brains out. He did say that. So what was he supposed to do? He didn't pull no gun on her. He got that gun on lock. First of all, if he had any malicious intent, he wouldn't have did it on live. If you pay attention, when she walked past him, the first thing he said is, "What you doing?" She said, "I'm going to get my daughter." He said, "Okay." And he adjusted the camera. The first thing he said, he didn't say, "Bitch, you don't do this," or "Bitch, don't do that." He said, "Yo, watch she start crying." He said, "Watch she start crying." And then her cousin's husband. See, that's the whole thing I don't really understand. Again, ladies, I don't really understand what the day is with this new shit, because I'm a little old school. I don't understand how her cousin's husband or her cousin even feels comfortable allowing her husband to go to another man's house to defend her female cousin. He should have never. I'm so glad it wasn't me, because I'd have shot him. Y'all have been like, Dice shot somebody. Yep, I'd have shot the shit out of him. The minute he came inside of my home uninvited, that's trespassing. When you get a firearm, they ask you, why do you want a firearm? To ensure the safety of you or you and your family in or outside of the home. You're not going to walk up in my crib. I don't care what nobody say, because my ex calls you and tells you she's mad at me. But my ex came and spent the night with me because she wanted to make sure my children were around me for Thanksgiving. So the minute me and my ex have a motherfucking argument, she's grabbing my children and taking them out the home. What the fuck? Why did she even go over there then? You know why she went over there? Because in her heart, she still has some motherfucking, in her heart, she still think they supposed to reconcile. That's why she went over there and spent the night at his home. That's why. That's why she agreed to go over there, like she said, and cook Thanksgiving dinner, because she wanted her children to be with their father on Thanksgiving. If this was about him and her, if this was really about the children spending time with their father and he started arguing with her, she would have left. He would have left. She could have left. And that said, I get your point, but legally, but he was still wrong for pulling that gun out. It could have went left. Whose fault would it have been? Y'all cold-blooded. I don't get it. So let me ask something. So if things would have went left, let's say that. If things would have went, when she was standing there with her daughter in his arm, he wasn't pointing no gun at her. He wasn't pointing no gun at her. You seen the nanny come in the room to check on his son, and then you see a man, a silhouette of the man, black shirt with some type of script on it, walk in and say, he's going to take Ray J's son. And he said, yo, what are you doing? And he said, don't touch my child. I wouldn't, let me tell you something. If he would have allowed that man to come in his home and take his children, I'd have looked at him like a sucker. Like he said, both of them were drunk. He said to Princess, I'm not going to allow you to be driving around drunk with my kids. And she said, I'm not going to drive. He's going to drive. And he said, he's been drinking too. Why was that man inside of his house? Why did that man take it upon himself to just disregard that him and his ex-wife was going through something and walk in that man's bedroom? I'd have set his ass on fire. I'm not gonna lie. His motherfucking shirt would have been on fire. I'd have shot his ass so many times. Yeah, I'd have been in jail over it. I don't go fuck. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Anybody coming in my fucking house, number one, uninvited, unwarranted, I don't care what you're doing. Now, if that would have been the police, pay attention. If that would have been the police coming inside that home because of an argument or a domestic violence situation, and he would have said, yo, I'm about to kill somebody. I'm about to shoot somebody. That's when I'd have looked at him like he was crazy or looked at him like he was wrong. I think he did everything he was supposed to. Matter of fact, he didn't do everything he was supposed to do because I'd have shot the shit out of him. That's a fact. I'd have shot the shit out of him. And they said they was all partying, Dice, and they got drunk. And this was the results. And she could have just got up if she was so disgusted with him and left. Remember, her words is she brought the children over there because she wanted her kids to be with their father. It's just too much in that story, y'all. It's too much in that story. And I think something is going to come out that's going to have the whole world go, oh, shit, I didn't know that. All she had to do, that's a fact, all she had to do was leave. You see what Annette said? That's a fact. They both play games. I don't have pity for any of them. You know why? Because they both are dealing with past emotions. If he just told the new young lady that he's sleeping with, he said, I love you, but I don't love you, and I will never be in love with you. And then he looked at her and said, I know that you love me, and you're not in love with me. And then the lady responded, but I'm going to grow to that. He said, don't grow to loving me. He said, don't grow to loving me. He said, because I'm never going to be in love with you. So how honest and how upfront is that? Princess know who Ray J was. She didn't have one child with them. She has 2 child with him because after they had the little girl, remember when they was on television, they were always fighting each other. I just showed you the video. Where she initially, because they said, oh, he pushed her in a pool. Let me tell you something. He was sitting at the table talking to her, and he was upset, and he was expressing that he was upset because certain things that was going on between them intimately, a bunch of people, 2-3 people were coming to him and expressing to him that she told them what was going on between them and their private life. And he said it bothered him. He said, no matter what, I get mad at you, you get mad at me, but we still love each other. He said, but what upset me is you are going around certain women that's on Love and Hip Hop, and you're expressing to them what me and you are personally going through. He said that should upset him. And then one of the young ladies that she was opening up to disregarded the fact that he introduced her to the young lady, and then the young lady purposely set up Princess and recorded her saying that she was in agreement of meeting NFL or basketball players. And he said it hurt him. He said what really hurt him is the fact that at the time they were married, and because they went through something, a separation, et cetera, she was in a conversation, a recorded conversation, saying that she was in agreement of meeting NFL players. First of all, if you married to him, he ain't supposed to be meeting nobody. If he's married to her, he ain't supposed to be meeting nobody. They're supposed to be going through what they're going through. And if they really still cared about each other, the only people that they should have been seeing was a therapist or a psychiatrist. See, that's what therapists and psychiatrists are for. Therapists and psychiatrists are for you to express to them things that you are going through that you may need assistance with handling or deciphering. Not your homegirl, not your mother, not your brother, not your sister, not your cousin. That's what therapists and psychologists are for. Now, if you want to take the input or the advice for somebody, go get you a motherfucking professional that was taught how to analyze whatever you may be going through with your loved one. I think that's the most weirdest shit anybody can do. You're in a relationship with somebody and you going running your mouth, men or women, this is foul. You're in a relationship with somebody and you're going to run and talk to somebody else about what may be going on. Now pay attention. If she felt as though she was threatened, her life was in danger, he was physically abusing her, mentally abusing her, mental anguish, spiritually abusing her. Like I said, this is what therapists, sheriff, and police are for. So when he's talking to her at the table, I played it earlier, she just took a sip of wine and threw it in his face. She took a handful of grapes and threw it in his face. Did he grab her? Did he attack her? Did he slap her? Did he swing on her? None of the above. When she went to grab another glass of wine, this time red wine, he already knew the outcome because of toxic situations that happened before, and he told her to stop. Yo, stop. And she's calling him a bitch. You bitch, you bitch. And she's trying to, as they say, assault him. He stands up, he moves. He pushes his hand out, he hits her. She's drunk. That's why she fell in that fucking pool, because she was drunk. He was trying to get away from her. You seen security coming up. You seen security coming up. He already knew what it was going to turn into. It seemed like when he was talking to her at first, he was like, yo, seemed like he was being very mindful and careful of what he was saying to her, because he knows that she has a temper. And one thing she know about him is he has a temper. Spoiled little kid, Brandy's brother. Pay attention. Spoiled little kid, Brandy's brother. But what happened? She threw wine in his face. She threw grapes in his face. I know some niggas that would have slapped in her face. I know some dudes that would have literally beat her up. Hands down. Hands down. You throw a cup of wine in my face? We on television? You throwing grapes at me? That's assault. You do know that, right? If he'd have punched her in the face, he'd have been dead wrong. But to some people, he'd have been dead fucking right. The only reason why he'd have been dead wrong is because you know what they said? Oh, he's a man. He shouldn't have hit her. So if she'd have been sitting down at a table, let's be real. If she was sitting down at a table having a conversation with a woman, and she would have took a glass of wine and threw it at a woman, she'd have threw liquid on that woman, it'd have been more acceptable if that woman would have got up and beat the shit out of her, right? Y'all see how this world is fucked up? If it had been a woman, they'd have just sat back and recorded the whole shit. You see what they doing on Love and Hip Hop, all this dumbass baddie bullshit that's on television. These are things that they excite. These are the things that they want to see. But because he was a man, because he was a man. Oh, he pushed her. He should. What else would he supposed to done? He's trying to get away. You see, he didn't stand, grab her, and push her anyway. It's like he pushed his arm out and was going past her. The security guard didn't even have to touch him, and she was drunk. See, this people fail to realize that motherfucking alcohol will get you in trouble. My grandmother told me this one time because they always say that people use this excuse. Oh, I slept with them because I was drunk. Men and women. You can hear women say, yo, we was drinking. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry. You hear a man saying, man, we was drinking. I didn't know what I was doing. I apologize. It is clinically proven. My grandmother was a registered nurse. And she said, if someone is really intoxicated and has consumed a large amount of alcohol, they can actually be correct. She said, because with marijuana, it's a euphoria. So it's like you're high. It's like you high. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to alcohol, my grandmother always said, you are under the influence of something. So when you're under the influence of something, your actions actually can't be what? Documented or even looked at like that because you drunk. They say it's two things a drunk person gonna do. What's that? Tell you the truth and tell you how they feel. A drunk person will tell you exactly how they feel, and they will tell you the dead truth. You know why? You know why they say that is? Because when they consume so much alcohol, it got to the pack where they're so intoxicated, they don't care anymore. As opposed, if someone wasn't drinking alcohol, they might be like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But when they're drunk, man, fuck you. I don't like you. Heck, let me get another cup. But if they weren't under the influence of something, alcohol, which is very, very dangerous, they wouldn't have done that. Do you know the motherfucking Indians, they said sold Manhattan because of alcohol and a lighter? They said they got them Indians drunk. Pay attention. They got them drunk. Indians were smoking bud. They were smoking weed, peace pipes, smoking that bud, good feeling, chilling and everything. But when them colonists and them Europeans came over there with that alcohol and that wine, they were what? They were so drunk, they didn't understand that they were selling off their property for gadgets such as lighters. I just want people to pay attention to this. Let's not just make it seem like Ray J is a bad person. Let's pay attention to this. Their relationship is a bad relationship. And if both of them, Ray J and Princess, do not get counseling for their anger issues, that's what's erupting them, the anger that they have inside. It might be for each other. It might be because of something they've been through in their past. They have anger problems that should be addressed. And then if they're angry and then they're intoxicated or they're high or it's a combination of both, what y'all think the outcome is going to be? Think about it. What y'all think the outcome is going to be? I wanted to show y'all something right quick. I forgot this lady's name, but I have a picture up here. Did y'all see this? Is this a man or a woman? Cynthia Erivo? Like, is this a man or a woman? Is this a trans man? Because why would a woman be honored for the GQ Man of the Year award? I just don't get this. I'm gonna do a little more. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole with this one right here. Because why would a woman be featured in a magazine for the Man of the Year? So can a man be on, say, an Ebony as the Woman of the Year? I want y'all to pay attention to that. Because I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. I'm gonna pull this up and see what's going on. And I don't know if y'all heard about this. Yo, Ja Ace, I see you in the building. Salute. They do not want to let this man name rest in peace. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. But right now, that's a fact. Caitlyn Jenner was the woman of the year, Keish. And that's why I asked if this woman right here was a transgender woman or a transgender man, a man wanting to be a woman, because Caitlyn Jenner was born a man. So was he or she born a man and then took the precautions to become a woman? Because why would they give a woman the man of the year issue for GQ? It just, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me. So I'm going to do some more research on it. But let's get back to Pop Smoke. The NYPD was building a case against Pop Smoke before he passed away, says former police chief John Chell. He was part of a gang and stole a Rolls Royce. Now, I do remember a little controversial thing when Pop Smoke had supposedly rented a Rolls Royce for the video. Rented a Rolls Royce for the video. And he didn't bring the Rolls Royce back under the agreements when he was supposed to bring the Rolls Royce back. They said he kept it for an extra day or two. So you mean to tell me because he was an artist and, you know, probably under the assumption that his record label would have corrected everything pertaining to, you know, sometimes you get a rental, you don't get the car back the same day. They're not going to record the car stolen. They're going to charge you extra for every day. Pay attention, for every day over the elapsed day that was allowed for you to bring it back. If that car was supposed to be back Monday and you bring that car back Thursday, they're going to charge you every day. Or pay attention. All these cars be having cutoff switches on them now. All of these cars have cutoff switches. So the minute you stop driving or park that car, they can press a button from the dealership that will automatically dead your fucking battery and your whole system where it won't even turn over. Oh, Jai said the dirty NYPD plans to press Pop Smoke. They was going to trump charges on him. And he said they are saying that he shipped the car from Los Angeles to Brooklyn. Now, if he shipped the car that he rented in LA for a video, I didn't know if it was Los Angeles. I didn't know if it was Brooklyn, but I do know it was a contract about him renting a car and he had it past the agreements. Now, check this out. If he shipped the car from Los Angeles to Brooklyn, New York, that can be considered as theft. But the thing that I don't understand about this is he's been gone now for how long? Pop Smoke is no longer here with us. And why would you try to tarnish his name? The Rolls Royce obviously was retrieved. It obviously was retrieved. And then they're saying he was a gang member. Why bring that up now? Like, all jokes aside, like, why bring that up now? Why would you even have his parents or his family or friends have to deal with the harsh reality? First of all, now they're thinking about their child. They're thinking about their child again. They no longer physically have their child again. Pop Smoke was a kid. He was a kid, lost his life over some punk ass change and a Rolex. And the person that unalived him is in jail getting praised like he did something, like he did a Nobel. He got a Nobel Peace Prize with the gangsters. Like he invented something that was actually a contribution to the world. And he took that man's life. And he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, because he was his age, he didn't get the rest of his life in jail. But why would this quote unquote chief, Mr. John Chell, even bring this up? It's not like they can do what? Unfortunately, raise him from the dead and say, you know what? We're going to convict you for gang activity. And we're going to convict you for stealing the car and you're going to have to do your time. This is something like the old timer said, let it stay buried with him. Josh said, yo, you know what? They was mad because he was flossing in their face. The NYPD was jealous. And you know what? I've been listening and paying attention to the old guy, the Spanish man that was supposedly down with the hip hop police. I forgot his name. I can't remember his name, but he said, that they were specifically told They were specifically told what rappers to target. They were specifically told what rappers to put surveillance on. And that shit is sad. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. And before I get out of here, I'm going to tell y'all something about surveillance. Because, matter of fact, remember y'all seeing this first. This shit is crazy. Let's go.
Okay, you know how they say birds of a feather flock together? Well, some communities around the country are coming together to fight against what they say is a concerning form of surveillance. AI startup Flock Safety is building an army of police tech. They are most recognizable for their automatic license plate readers you may have heard of, which snap a picture of the car's plate as it drives by. Police say the technology helps them solve crimes like kidnappings, murders, and stolen vehicles. And while this tech, it has existed for some time, Flock is now the first to centralize it into a single nationwide database that thousands of police departments can access at any time without a warrant. So we're going to bring in NBC News cybersecurity and tech reporter Kevin Collier, who has been reporting on this story. Kevin, thanks for joining us. Walk us through the privacy concerns here that's leading to some of this pushback.
Right. So the U.S. has had for years these cameras that record cars' license plates as they drive by certain highways, spots, intersections in towns and cities. But what communities across the country are pushing back on.
Did y'all hear what he said? They've had this for years, but he said when they drive past certain highways, certain areas, not all, he said certain. That means targeting. That means drug enforcement. Pay attention.
Pushback.
Right. So the U.S. has had for years these cameras that record cars' license plates as they drive by certain highways, spots, intersections in towns and cities. But what communities across the country are pushing back on now is that Flock Safety has for the first time created this centralized database where more than 3,000 law enforcement offices across the country are working together, sharing real-time location information of everybody that drives by. None of them need a warrant to access it. So I spoke with half a dozen people from a range of
Pay attention. And they have these cameras right down here in North Carolina. Initially, they said that these cameras were put up to read license plates to make sure that people are insured. Because that's a big thing in the South. People driving with dirty plates. Like Camellia said, they keep me rolling. They hating. That riding dirty down here, riding dirty has two definitions. Riding dirty means you can be riding around with illegal narcotics. You can be riding around with illegal firearms. But the real reason they say driving dirty down here, because a lot of people down here, they will drive with dead tags, dead license plate. Pay attention. The cars may be insured. See, this is the crazy part about it. The cars may be insured, but the license plates may be dead, because every year, whether you own a car, whether you're leasing a car, you have to pay taxes on that car every year. So when you pay your taxes, you have to go to the DMV, and the DMV will give you the little sticker that says the actual year that we are in, or the actual year, the next year. Every year you have to pay that. So the reason why these lot cameras was originally put up is because of accidents, insurance fraud, and people without insurance allegedly riding around with dead license plates. But now these are everywhere, and they're not just up in the sky. If you pay attention, when you're on highways now, a lot of them orange cones with the reflectors, they are now have cameras installed inside of them. And if you hear what he just said, they don't even need a warrant. They can just run your plate, facial observation, and they said it's to help cut down crime. But that's against the Constitution. That's invasion of privacy. If I don't give you permission to run my tags, if I don't give you permission, the only reason why you're supposed to run my tags is if I'm doing something that's breaking the law. If I'm speeding, if I didn't signal, going in and out the lane, et cetera, et cetera. These are the reasons why police have the authority to read my tags. But if I'm just driving I'm doing the speed limit. I'm not breaking any laws. My seatbelt is on everything. That doesn't give you the right to just snap a picture of me or snap a picture of my license plate, just to make sure that I'm not somebody that's wanted. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are driving vehicles that are wanted by the law, but this does not constitute. This is privacy invasion.
Political affiliations who are pushing back. And there's definitely something in the air. For some people, it's this looming sense that as tech tracks us more and more, they're getting sick and fed up of feeling like they're being tracked. And these cameras are the biggest example of that.
Now, you see that right there? That's them drones. I tell people, when you're coming through Virginia, they always tell people to pay attention. When you're coming through Virginia, you've always heard the stories. Don't be speeding when you're going through Virginia, because this is the reason why. They have drones in the air. You might not even see no state troopers, because the state troopers in Virginia, they just like Chips in California. Them niggas got motorcycles, state trooper motorcycles, but you might not see them. But you see this instrument right here, this drone. They have drones hovering high in the sky in Virginia that will clock your speed. So check this out. You could be coming through Virginia on 95 and you could be going like 80 miles an hour in a 70-mile zone. They will take a picture of your license plate. They will take a picture of your car and they will send it to all the agencies that's in your area, meaning your car is going to pop up on a computer dashboard screen that's inside these state troopers' cars or these detectives' cars, and then you'll notice you'll pull right into them. You'll be like, yo, where them police came from? What they pulling me over for? I wasn't speeding. Nah, but you were speeding when you didn't see them police.
For others, it's the reality that even though Flock no longer contracts directly with the Department of Homeland Security, local police in sanctuary cities even have been using Flock contracts to look up drivers' locations on behalf of ICE to aid with investigations, and they want to stop their local police, their tax dollars, from doing that.
I see. You know, Kevin, we know that this kind of tech is growing in popularity. It has been for some time. Do we know if it's actually solving a significant amount of crimes and really helping police across the country?
I mean, yeah, Flock has a range of solved cases. They'll have local police come on and testify that, yes, this technology was helpful to close an investigation. A spokesperson there told me that despite the price tag, it's a crucial tool for understaffed police departments in particular. And they noted that even though we noted more than half a dozen cities and towns in recent months have canceled their Flock contracts over protests, far more have renewed those contracts. But something that I did find over the course of my reporting is that it's extremely common for people in these cities and towns that have Flock set up. That happens before they realize their tax dollars are used for this technology that even tracks them to begin with. So we'll see how this shapes up as more and more people learn about it.
Be careful in the streets. Matter of fact, stop speeding. Some people just feel as though they drive like they got to go to the bathroom. That's one thing I've always said. Before you start that car, I'm a firm believer for this. Put your seatbelt on. People be saying I don't like the seatbelt because it go across my neck, it hurts my shoulder. I was in 2 accidents. Both accidents that I was in, thank God I had on the seatbelt. One of the accidents, I flipped in my car and the airbag was deployed. Cold-blooded fact. One of the accidents, I flipped in a ditch in my car 2 times. The airbag deployed, hit me dead in my face, and I had a strap mark right across my chest because the impact, when I hit the ditch, it pulled me forward. And that seatbelt, I thank God every day that seatbelt is as accurate as they say it is, because people be like, man, I don't need no seatbelt. I'm telling you something. If you are in an impact in your car, the first thing you're going to do is go forward. Unless somebody hits you from the front, and that still could be detriment to you. But when I felt myself going forward, if I would have not had my seatbelt on, I would have went straight through that front window. And who knows if I would be here right now. Like I said, the airbag deployed, hit me dead in the face. Bop! My chest, when I took my clothes off, I had a exact replica of how the seatbelt went across my chest. That's how much pressure I was going forward with. I'm a firm believer of them seatbelts because down here and in New York, if you don't have that seatbelt on, that is probable cause for them to pull you over. Meaning that is probable cause for them to come up to your car and ask for your license and registration. I don't understand it. People don't be having license, but they don't have their seatbelt on. People be riding around smoking weed, drinking, but they don't have their seatbelt on. You see what's going on with these flock cameras now. If y'all don't have them now, you got to be in outer space because cameras are everywhere. I know they're all over New York and they're all over North Carolina. It's so serious right now, you don't even see the cameras. If you're going on any highway, there is a camera that is monitoring your license plates. Any major highway, you might not see them in them rural areas, in the back blocks, et cetera, et cetera. But now they're actually, like Carnage said, using taxpayers' money to put up these cones. See, the cones is in the rural areas, and them cones are now being equipped with surveillance just for these things, because automatically you're going to be categorized as doing something illegal. They're not going to say that maybe you're going through this back block because you're trying to avoid traffic, or it might be a shortcut to your home or your destination. The first thing they're going to automatically say is it has to be something illegal going on or something illegal in this car that they take this route. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. Like I said, I did this because I wanted people to really pay attention, and to the podcast content creators that are actually talking about this situation between Ray J and his ex-wife. Before we be too judgmental, we got to pay attention to the whole dynamics of their relationship. Like I said, they have both been guilty of outbursts, making scenes, doing things that may be disrespectful. And they got children now. And like I said, if y'all pay attention to that video, I'm not going to play it anymore. But if y'all pay attention to that video when he was live, like my man Carnage said, it seems like, why was he adjusting that live? If he felt as though he was doing something wrong, wouldn't he have ended that live? Wouldn't he have been on what would appear to be his best behavior because he's knowing that he was being recorded? Or was he just actually angry with the fact that someone was in his home and without unwarranted permission was making an attempt to walk into his bedroom and pick his son out of the bed? Nobody heard him when he asked her, "Why did you wake my daughter up? Why did you go get my daughter?" Did you hear him say, "I'm not going to let nobody take my kids from me on Thanksgiving"? So obviously they have a real rocky relationship, and maybe he doesn't see his children the way he wants to because of their separation. But pay attention, her words, not mine. She went and decided to spend the night at her ex-husband's house, knowing that he's involved with someone else. She decided to go to his home to spend the night, and she said she agreed to cook over there because she wanted her children to be with their father for the holidays. But unfortunately, y'all see an argument erupted between both of them. And it seems like, not trying to sound funny, the kid's feelings or concerns totally went out of her mind. Instead of her just saying, "You know what? This nigga's getting on my nerves," or "I'm getting on his nerves," et cetera, or "We're getting on each other's nerves. I'm leaving. Fuck that. I'm not cooking no food. If you want to be with your kids on Thanksgiving, go ahead and be with your kids on Thanksgiving." She could have said something smart like, "Go to Brandy's house and let her cook for you. Go to your mother's house, let her cook for you." But no, she went in his room, picked up his daughter, and then instructed another man, which is her cousin's husband. I still don't understand that whole scenario. She went and instructed another man, which is her cousin's husband, and instructed him to go in Ray J's room to get his son, his other child, out the bed. And that's when you heard Ray J say, "Yo, I will shoot the fuck out you, man. Don't come in my room." She says he pulled the gun on her. He responded, "I didn't pull the gun on y'all. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about." So who's telling the truth? Right now, we can't say that he pulled a gun on her. Right now, we can't say that he didn't pull a gun on her. You know why? Because there's no surveillance indicating any action pertaining to a gun being pulled on anyone. Did we see him with a gun? Yes, we saw him on live say, yo, why the fuck did you call this nigga anyway? We saw him on live checking his clip and checking his gun. We saw all that. But if he was so much of an abuser or the aggressor, this is just my opinion, y'all. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. When she walked in the house towards the bedroom, he asked her, yo, what are you doing? He said, oh, you're taking my child? You're going to get my kids? Now pay attention. When his whole demeanor dropped, when his whole attitude switched, and you heard him say, so you're taking my kids, in my opinion, because I've been through it, that's not the first time that she's used his children as crutches. That's not the first time that she may have used his children as chess pieces to get mad at him, to get back at him, because her words was, all she wanted was a good Thanksgiving with your ex-husband who is dating somebody else. All you wanted was a good Thanksgiving with your ex-husband that's dating somebody else. So you decided that you were going to his house. You decided that you were going to spend the night. And you decided that the best interest for your children, because you wanted them with their father for the holidays, all that went out the window because you and him had an argument the next morning and you were clearly extremely drunk. But you said you was in fear for your life because he pulled a gun on you. But you just picked your daughter up and just left the room and then came back and then left the room and then came back and then continued to have a conversation with him, which some people would say as an argument, but I say that was just a stern conversation between two adults because that didn't seem like they was upset with each other. But if you were afraid for your life, why didn't you leave? If he's such a terroristic and abusive young man, why did you agree to go spend the night with him? See, it's a bunch of this shit that just don't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that none of them was right. I think both of them is wrong. But I'm so tired of people just making it seem like he's the bad guy because he's a man and because she has this damsel in distress. Well, I'm hurting and I'm afraid and I'm scared and he has a gun. That shit is bullshit to me, man. Them be the first ones that be lying. Them be the first ones that be lying, y'all. We just saw her in the video I attempted to play when they was on VH1, right? Well, what did she do? She continued to disrespect him. She continued to what people could technically say is assault. Once you take a drink and throw it in somebody's face, that's assault. Once you go to make an attempt to throw another drink in somebody's face and he stands up and goes to grab you and says, stop. You hear him saying, stop. She's going, you're a bitch. After he just expressed to her, yo, check this out. You know I care about you. I know you care about me, but something that's really, really hurt me, I got to talk to you about. You went and spoke to people about our personal business, and you went and spoke to somebody that's one of my friends that I have introduced you to, and you were in agreement talking about she was going to go out with an NFL player that she was going to hook you up with. It seemed like his demeanor was, I don't know if that was for the TV, but it seemed like he was pretty calm to me. He expressed what was bothering him. He expressed what was bothering him. That's when they had this beautiful little girl right here. It was only the little girl. So what made you and what made him continue to date you after the whole turmoil situation with you throwing wine and throwing grapes at him? See, let me explain something to you. If a nigga's really beating on a chick, if a dude is really beating on a chick, if a chick is really beating on a man, they're not going to try to enrage that person. Did that make any sense? If he was really the over-aggressive and he was the one that was beating on her and abusing her the way she's been trying to describe him since this whole situation happened, they won't try to enrage them because in fear of what would happen if the person got upset. So I'm going to leave it on that. We ain't even going to talk about the Ray J no more. Like I said, and I appreciate everybody for pulling up tonight. Like I said, it was just some grown folks conversation that I think we needed to talk about because the damsel in distress First of all, we know somebody on YouTube that appeared to be a damsel in distress. They always ran around because they had a vagina, and it was always saying, this person is doing this to me, or this person is doing this to me, or he just doesn't like women. Nah, some people just really fucked up in their head, y'all. And that's a cold-blooded fact. Peace.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist with it. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?